So when last we left our down and out rock stars, um, Frankie, Narwhal, and Mycelian, you guys were at the Liberty Lad show down in the FSA area of Downside at the Silver Nugget, a bar slash music venue, and things were getting heated as a confrontation was starting to happen with security, and things were ramping up. However, we are going to rewind in time a little bit and go back to Hannah. You had just gotten back with Frankie from the ISRA area, and your mind has been swimming. There's been so much information flowing in after you've sort of gotten into that mode of thinking about the flow of time and its relations between space and everything that the sort of your first little dollop of clairsentient training has got your mind spinning. So you kind of feeling overwhelmed, and you're also, you people use the phrase, I'm trying to listen to my body, or my body's talking to me. You have never felt that any more than you're feeling this right now. Your body is screaming at you that you need rest.
Okay.
So yeah, you're able to brush off Frankie, and get yourself back into your own little cocoon area in your personal flat, and it's
I
very.
tried to annoy you. It's true.
She did try to annoy you, but you collapse. You're listening to your body. Your mind is just swimming with all this information, and you just get this sort of incense that for your well-being you need to crash.
I do not fight it.
Yeah, you
I am
go.
relieved.
You
Sweet
go
unconsciousness.
down, and like it's not like the scariness of unconsciousness. It is your body just like automatically putting you into rest mode. Um, and you stay asleep for a good long while. It's a very deep, dark, restorative sleep, and like you feel in these strange hallucinatory dreams, your mind just kind of adjusting itself to be able to process this flow of information better. You're sort of feeling your vitikinesis wrapping itself around your clairsentience in order to set yourself at a maximal point of well-being between the two. Um, and when you awake, you feel better than you've ever felt, that you can ever remember feeling.
Woo.
You're energized. Your head is clear. You feel as though you have truly rested, perhaps for the first time in your entire life.
Uh, first, I'll get a. First, I'll kind of probably be on a little bit of autopilot, like
Mm-hmm.
doing my weird ritual of making my own breakfast and straightening up and such. And as I'm doing that, I'll probably start just kind of considering over everything that happened over the last 24 hours, hoping my friend is okay. Um,
Yeah,
and
you check your mini comp, and you see sort of the litany flood of messages,
oh,
uh, of like people checking in with you. Apparently, like they hooked up with Massilian, got located and found, and then you see like the back and forth of coordination of them apparently going to the Silver Nugget to find out what's going on with this Patriot Bang thing. And you check the time, and it's been over a day that you've been resting.
well, first I'll say to my biocomp, I think you let me oversleep, and then I'll text. I'll ask her to send a message to everybody of
Your biocomp, yeah, as you're sending your message, your biocomp responds to me and so like, oh yeah, I tried to wake you up at your preferred time, but you overrode that, or something about you overrode that. I received signals for an override.
thanks for trying. Sorry, honey. And
No
then
problem. What are we doing today?
I think we're going to the Silver Medallion to make sure everybody doesn't get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you like as
Or
you are,
silver nugget, sorry.
yeah, silver nugget, that's fine. As you are like checking and like getting the locational data and like and pre-planning your public transit route, you start to see the back and forth messages of not just hey we're going to a concert, of people are organizing. People are like, they're talking about security's coming this way, scatter kind of messages. You see that the telltale messages of not just people at the concert, but punks getting up to some shit.
I asked my minicum to check and see what the security policy is where they are. If I should be ready to defend ourselves. And
It comes back to you very quickly and says it actually has some of the most liberal weapons policies. The FSA does not restrict weapons beyond what the lunar organization does. So nothing that would threaten hull breaches, but they let people carry.
I know not about the FSA
Yeah.
doesn't restrict. Um, I send a quick message to them on my way to everybody, and I said I will grab my dad's gun that I stole just in case, and head over that way.
All right, fantastic. So back at the concert, things are getting heated. You guys had just made a bunch of rolls. Let's go over what those rolls were, if you do recall. I know you got a bunch of successes because you guys were doing various things. So I want you guys to paint a picture for me. You guys have seized the attention of the crowd. Frankie, you've gotten up on stage. What does this look like when you guys seize this moment?
Sorry, I was actually scrolling back to get my totals.
Okay.
But so what this looks like is, well, if her bandmates have their way, it looks like a takeover. But Frankie is doing her best to not get us arrested, and is doing her best to make it look more like a duet. Like, yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This was planned. We're those heathens you're talking about. So when Frankie gets on stage, she is doing her best, basically to serve it back to the lead singer at the other band, and basically play around with, not only in her mind, basically. Uh, Not so much basically telling them that they're wrong in what they're doing, even though in her opinion that's not bang. She's like, here, let me help you experience what bang is. It's a collaboration, so collaborate with me.
Okay, so that's the energy that you're putting out. What about Narwhal with your build crew out in the crowd?
We're making our way up towards the front of the stage, dancing, putting in good vibes, and if I can, kind of walk up there too, and
Okay,
kind of trying to grab one or two to take over one side of the stage.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're mounting an incursion onto the stage as well, with like more of a positive vibe feel. What about Mycelium? How are you dealing with this?
So I want to take the sound samples that I got earlier, remix them into some kind of much more interesting soundscape than the patriotic mumbo jumbo that they were piping out. Combined with that, taking the soaring eagle holograms that they were displaying and kind of appropriating them, turning them into like firebirds and all sorts of colorful things to give Narwhal cover to get some pyrotechnics going, perhaps. And just generally project this aura of less, Murica and more like just love and joy and collaboration and engagement, that kind of feeling.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so you guys mount this. Frankie, you get up on the stage yourself. You've got a little bit of backup from Narwhal and crew, and Yeah, you basically push them onto their back foot enough that they don't immediately like try and override or respond to you, and the crowd seems to be like shocked and intrigued enough that they kind of let you do your thing for a little bit. You get yours in, and it's enough. You make it as good enough a show that if they were to just try and like shut you down and not go with it, they would look like assholes. And like
I mean, I'm
not
told
in a
they wanna
good
try
way,
that.
assholes. So like a couple of beats go by, and then they pick up with their their guitar and like drum, and their sound system builds back and like takes the beat that you give to them and comes right back at you, about how and talking about how you talk about collaboration, you talk about unity. What's united. The FSA, all these districts strong. Beating back the aberrants. The world would fall apart without our power, without our strength. And like they start going into a very sort of gung ho, pro military. Screw those aberrants, screw those aliens. Peace and love isn't going to win the day. And that's what they kind of hit back with you on. And it's about then, Hannah, that you are able to show up at the edge of the community space, which I'll describe for you. The Silver Nugget is part of a kind of a big open communities area for a lot of FSA people. It's kind of the community space of a big arcology for mostly FSA citizens. So it's kind of got like a sports, it's like a couple of sports courts, kind of a community green space. Obviously, it's got the Silver Nugget, which is kind of built into one of the walls that is, kind of the community watering hole. And for this show, they've kind of taken over the vast majority of it. You get up to the gate where there's a very distracted bouncer who's like handling people trying to get out and trying to get in. There's basically a sign and a collection points for 50 credits to get in. How are you? What are you doing? How are you handling that?
Do I have that kind of money?
Yeah, 50 credits isn't too terrible. I mean, it's you could definitely spend it better elsewhere, but that's what they're asking.
I don't want to draw attention to myself right now, so I'm actually just gonna put on my good FSA girl charm and mention it's been a while since I've been here, and hand over the money and just try to act very like I've come here before and belong here.
All right, yeah,
I probably have come here before, possibly. It's up to you.
Probably at some point you've been here before, but it's not. This is new, like this sort of like full conversion into a concert bang situation. Nothing like this has happened here before. But yeah, you authorize the transaction to your biocomp, and the bouncer lets you pass, and you see your friends.
Don't have judgment.
Yeah, you see your friends. Most on stage, you see Narwhal with the build crew, and you see you can see this telltale signs of Massilian's interactions with the audio visual setup, and so you see on the other side of the stage, you see a trio of people dressed up in like red, white, and blue vests, blue jeans, with a kind of a three-piece band setup, drums, bass, guitar. And their holographics and their systems are all like laser show, super patriotic, with a kind of a pretty rough, tough masculine figure of what you recognize to be Liberty Lad, who is apparently some American Nova back in the day. They've kind of glommed onto that branding, and because they're all dressed like him. And they are in the middle of a rock battle. What are you doing?
Can I first activate many frequencies to vibe check on how the crowd is reacting to everything?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so is that
the crowd?
or...
Yeah, it's just a thing you can do.
Okay, cool.
The crowd is feeling it, but also very confused. Like they're not sure. Like you get the vibe of like some people are really into it. Some people are kind of wondering if they should be into it or not.
The next thing I want to do is look around to see how it looks like bouncers or security or whatever are reacting to an extra band, one band too many being on stage.
Give me, let's see a roll here. Give me a empathy roll.
Can do. That's 3 successes.
You check the edges of the crowd. You look for security. You look for the bouncers, and they are getting ready to. They're getting ready to control the situation. It looks like they haven't been. They're waiting on some sort of go ahead or some sort of signal to either shut this down completely or gather the people who are obviously interfering with what's going on and eject them. So they're kind of like forming battle lines to either just shut it all down or to try and get you and your friends out of here. But they're waiting on something.
Okay. I want to try. I've used some of my XP, if you don't mind, to buy up many frequencies to the 3rd tier.
Sure.
And I want to start, like, basically as they're clapping, like, start being really enthusiastic about having this competition happening, so that we, FSA people, can show off against it and how what a cool idea it is, and basically trying to get the crowd involved, trying to get the crowd in the bar into it, or the space kind of into it,
Okay.
and hope that they notice the shifting tide and let it happen.
Okay. So are you using the thing to apply a condition?
How does the social condition stuff work? Because I was having trouble finding what to actually do there.
Okay. So I think we discussed this earlier because I think one of you had used it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Mycelium had used it as well. So the way this works is this is called a field condition, and it's basically you set up how you want the scene to feel or be. Like mechanically, you want to say, I want to make it, up to X degree more difficult for someone to do X action, or less difficult to do X action, or I want to set a complication for a certain action or a certain type of behavior, or I wish to add enhancement. It's actually pretty flexible. So you can basically, but you can only do one thing. You say, I want to apply this mechanical effect to everyone in this place.
So the up to 3 is I can be like up to 3 enhancement, or is that?
But but the restriction on many frequencies is that it has to be at a show, and it has to be social related.
Yeah.
So it can't be. So it can't be like I want everyone to have a +3 difficulty to punching each other. It has to be a social change. So
that's perfect. The social change I want is basically let them play. Let's see where this goes. So basically, I want to make it harder for whoever's running the show, whoever's running security, to want to interrupt this before.
Okay.
Basically, I want to make it encouraging them to let this play out.
Okay, so let's say you put to a +3 difficulty to people trying to shut this down or control it. All right. So we left it kind of undefined what you did, Mycelium, with it. So what with all that in mind, what kind of condition do you put on the show?
I want the audience to feel love and respect for each other and for us. I mean, because we are the guests in this space, I suppose, but to just tone down the aggression and replace it with camaraderie, I guess.
Okay. how do you want that to express mechanically? Do you want to make it more or less difficult for something to happen? Do you want there to be a complication? Do you want to give enhancement to something? What specifically are you trying to make happen, mechanically speaking?
I guess to make it, would it work to say make it harder for people to try to start a fight?
Yeah, you can make it more difficult for people to yeah, sure, we can do that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. So, the vibe shifts in your guys' favor. Obviously, like you see, Hannah, you're paying attention to the security people. They seem to start being a little bit less organized, like their preparations kind of start to get hampered. And the crowd seems to be into it. The crowd doesn't want this to escalate in any kind of like bad way. They want to let this play out. Frankie, you've just gotten a fistful of America back at you. How do you respond to that? We can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself. So Frankie isn't trying to downplay anything about the FSA. She's not actually like fighting. She doesn't want to respond to their threats because that's just going to be more like aggressiveness. So instead, she's more like, I may not know a lot, but I know my fucking history. So it's going to be more of like, yeah, but look at these successes where everyone came to fucking together. You didn't do this by yourself. And basically like fact check them on the mic. But in like the nice, like it's in that way where it's like, oh, she's right, but she's not actually insulting us.
Okay. All right. Got it. Narwhal, what are you up to? You've gotten a couple people up on stage. Like the security doesn't seem to be giving you any guff with what's going on. So you've gotten a couple of your people up on stage to back up Frankie. What are you up to now?
Mostly out there dancing. I'm going to assume it's the bass player who's the most uncomfortable with us being up there and just trying to dance closer and closer with him like the entire time.
Okay, so you're actually approaching the other band.
Yeah, not aggressively at all, but in a way to make them feel uncomfortable.
Okay, all right. So you're trying to make the bass player feel uncomfortable. I love it. All right, that's cool. I note that. All right, Mycelian, you've shifted the mood, and you've got your illusions and your holograms well integrated into the show. How are you trying to push things now?
Keying off of what Frankie is doing, I'm going to take their eagles, which are now burning with red, white, and blue fire, and create additional birds with the colors of all of the other sort of nations, I suppose, and get them orchestrated, all of them of equal sizes. Everyone is on the same level, and almost create this sort of kaleidoscopic mandala kind of thing, where they're all revolving around each other, but they're all harmonious and working together rather than one trying to dominate any of the others, and just visually showing that cooperation and equality kind of thing.
Gotcha. All right, and Hannah, so you're where are you? Are you like getting into the crowd? Are you hanging around the edge? Where are you physically? Because you see your friends up.
Yeah, I started at the back of the crowd. I'm going to look for. I see that Mycelium's not up there, and I assume you're not on the stage, right? You're doing the holograms, or are you up there too?
Probably somewhere like secluded near the back corner, something like that. Certainly not right up front.
Yeah, since I kind of know your ways, I'm gonna look around and try to find you and where you are, and make my way in that direction. And like, and just you get kind of a discreet, what's happening? I'm here. What? As I'm coming your way.
In the zone, man. Just in the zone. Like pulling knobs, flipping switches, doing things like this, and just like gotta make this crowd, just anything you can do to make these people just calm the fuck down, just feel something for each other, something good, Whoosh, another Firebird goes off.
All right. Well, with that advice, I will find somebody who looks very patriotic in the crowd. I'll try to start making my way more toward kind of the center of the crowd, where people who are maybe kind of into it might be,
Mm-hmm.
and try to find a very upstanding looking citizen to dance with me, and try to get and try to pull other people into it as well.
Okay, so you're wading into the crowd and doing
Yep.
direct crowd work. Gotcha. Okay. So what I'd like from Frankie, I'd like another. Let's go with another persuasion roll. From Narwhal, I definitely want an athletics roll, because you are getting up into enemy territory, and that might prove some physical challenges. Let's see. Narwhal, let's go with. Mycelium, let's go with humanities roll from you, to try and get the sort of the artistic balance of everything going. And Hannah, let's see, dance. Let's go with the persuasion roll as well.
Damn. Okay.
And then y'all can choose whatever attributes you want to roll with that to vibe that way.
Is it possible to use an inspiration to add intuitive to this?
Absolutely, it is.
Likewise for likability.
Okay. Well, I think he's using a talent thing.
Oh, okay. I was using one of my. I don't know if you have to use an inspiration. I have a specialty in likability for empathy.
No, specialties just apply, so that'll give you a +1
that's
enhancement.
even better. Oh, sweet. All right.
And what about you, Frankie?
I have 3 base, but I have 6 enhancement on it.
Okay, fantastic.
This
All
is
right.
what I do.
Indeed, it is.
Does
So
the thing I used earlier still apply as well? Enhancement from the what's the edge called?
The right
The reading
climate.
the room edge. Yeah.
it would apply there.
Oh,
Okay.
then that's 8
Cool.
enhancement.
Oh, okay, nice. So,
Because it's +2, right?
yeah, you guys are quickly overtaking this show. It seems like Hannah, you think that the word has been given like what your sense of the security is. You think someone has tried to like put the shutdown on this, but the security is just unorganized, and not being able to accomplish it. This is kind of your show now.
Okay, so I don't get the idea. This is a matter of time thing. I get the idea that they are pretty much stuck for the moment.
They are pretty much stuck for the moment. There might be a way of them rallying beyond the mood that you guys have established, but you think that a trigger has been pulled, but it's not going off. But because the crowd is into you, like the crowd once again, unless they want to look like total jerks and like prima donnas and not cool at all, the Liberty Lads kind of have to get into your vibe, if they're going to make this look good. And the crowd is here for it. The crowd is here for this back and forth, this kind of collaboration. But they are definitely like there's chance of like Liberty Lads hit them back. Liberty Lads hit them back. And they respond. One of them kind of goes over to someone at the tech booth, and they start to play this like climaxing crescendo with their instruments, and a gigantic laser form of Liberty Lad just kind of like rises up out of the smoke of the fog that they've got going on, and like seizes the mandala of all the multicolored birds and like wields it like a Captain America shield. And then they they try their best to bring the music up into this like big kind of crescendo, and like they basically try and move this into a showstopper. They're trying to end the show on their terms. Do you guys want?
Are they indeed?
Indeed. Do you guys wish to try and stop them from doing this in some way, or are you guys
No.
going to let them do it?
We should let them end it. It's their show. We hijacked. We've made our point.
Also,
Do you
I
give
think
Mycelium a sign to not try to hijack the show further? Because otherwise,
Hannah actually will. I mean, I'll send it to everybody. Like,
Okay.
let them have this one. Don't want to accelerate. I know you guys are up on stage, so you're not going to be able to see. But yeah.
Yeah, it can pop up in their AR.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I sent that message real quickly. Also,
Frankie-
run when it's over. Security's waiting.
And unless it's our aim to be caught. Not by security. Anyway, we'll talk about his butt later.
fine.
Frankie just to basically the way that she shows to back off is she just literally takes a backward step and does like the golf clap on her mic. Like, yeah.
Very
got
good,
it.
prima donna.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You do your golf clap. You kind of see behind you. It's mostly your build crew. With Narwhal, the Narwhal has, but like a good chunk of the crowd is like looking like they're like holding their hands up. Like if you want to do a stage dive off the stage, they'll catch you. Yeah, because you're up there.
Hell yeah, I'll crowd
You see
surf.
Hannah doing it too.
Yeah.
Kind of
Fuck yeah.
a little ways back.
Yeah, so you just peace out back into the crowd, and they finish their show. And true to your intentions, like as things are like as the crowd is just kind of going wild, you do notice, now that like the lights are going up and things are kind of starting to wrap up. There's still some like music going on, like the sort of the underlying electronic music is sort of petering out. You do see those security people starting to weave their way through the crowd towards you. What are y'all doing?
I will try to catch Frankie to be the one to help her down.
Mm-hmm.
And like, time to go.
I
And
don't know. I kind
if
of
you
want to
let
hear
me-
what they have to say.
all right, and just let go of your hand and melt back into the crowd.
I mean,
Watch.
she tells her crew, she says, y'all can dip, basically to her main, like us to our inner circle. Like, I'm gonna let them take me because I want to see who's backing this shit.
Oh yeah, and Narwhal, you did get up a little further onto the stage, up to the bass player, and they kind of like avoided you a little bit, like they kind of put their bass between you and them, so that it was kind of like an awkward kind of dance maneuver. But then, like when they came together to do their big climax, so you're still up on the stage, but you've kind of been hedged out of their play space. So you're still up there. So what are you doing? How are you handling this?
I'm still up there with just a couple other people who I brought up and kind of look at the bass player like, "What? You didn't want to dance with me?" And then jump off into the crowd.
Okay, so you're getting out into the crowd. Cool. Because yeah, you do see security people on the backstage wings coming up to you. Mycelium, what are you doing?
I think as the show is kind of peaking, I will take Frankie's direction and just do like a light burst that only serves to emphasize what they're already doing. Try to mess with their stuff anymore, but try to use that as cover to very quickly grab my equipment and slip away.
Okay. So, and
So
Hannah,
with bright lights.
Hannah, are you slipping away with your friends, or what are you doing?
I am going to hang back and watch what happens with Frankie, but I am definitely pretending I don't know any of them, since nobody has seen me with any of them.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
cool.
I'm totally making a scene. Like, I want security to have to kind of like, so you know that thing that sometimes like when you think you're so punk and you make people chase you and shit, like that's pretty much what she has going on right now. Is she's like, no, I'm letting my band move, like get out. I'm the distraction.
Okay.
So she is legitimately like avoiding gracefully the avoiding quote unquote the security detail, but also like being very prevalent so people can like actively see where she's at, like
Gotcha.
you know, that sort of thing.
So
And
yeah,
sign some autographs or swap some numbers, like with people if they want to swap numbers.
Advertise our name.
Cool. So yeah, Hannah, Narwhal, and Mycelian, you guys are able to like slip out with the rest of the crowd.
Well, I'm not leaving unless they're kicking everyone out for the night.
No, they're not
I am
kicking.
going to stay and watch what happens.
Okay, so you're trying to stay around.
Yep, just being. I'm just a patron.
Okay, that's fine.
This
The
video.
crowd is getting thinner as people are kind of like, you know, it's the end of the concert. There's an expectation because, you know, they got to break this shit down. But no one's like forcing anyone to leave the area. But the crowd is getting thinner. What about Narwhal? Are you slipping out, or how are you handling this?
Oh, I'm still hanging out in there.
Okay, so you're doing the same
Security
thing.
catches me. All they're gonna do is kick me out earlier. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you kind of identified yourself as a malcontent. Mycelian, are you slipping out, or where are you going?
Yeah.
Okay,
Slipping out, definitely.
You're just beating feet. Gotcha. Cool.
Lights doesn't want to spend any time around FSA folks any more than they have to. So.
Fantastic. All right,
no offense to Hannah.
Yeah.
None taken.
Yeah, you are able to slip out. You are able to get out of the venue without being any harassed. Hannah, you're hanging back. Yeah,
at this point, I'm probably near the exit, just milling around with people, you know, waiting to leave, but still being in the crowd, not hiding.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, one of the security guards does make your way up to you, Frankie, and like touches you on the shoulders, and says, "Ma'am, can we have a word with you?"
Sure.
Says, "We see your name has been added to the backstage list. So would you like to take that opportunity?"
I would love to take that opportunity.
And they say, "Do you have any other?" And they kind of like, he points over to Narwhal, where there's like a couple of security guys like getting right up to him, and say,
Yeah.
"Any additional guests?"
Yeah, he's with me.
All right, great. And so he, like, hand on the back of your shoulder, starts to lead you back.
Cool.
And then like two security guards come up to you, Narwhal, and like say, "Sir, if you'd like to come with us," and like he points over to Frankie, who's being led backstage.
Oh, probably going back there. Cool. Just go and start walking that way.
Yeah.
You see in your. Oh, sorry.
So yeah, Hannah, you see this go down. You see the security. It's not like they tackle them or start roughing them up or anything, but they are leading two of your friends backstage.
If they cause you too much trouble, tell them you know your rights. That's what I put. What I text to them.
She does do a quick, "Do you want to come?"
Hell no. Outside if you need help, and then I'll slip outside. And...
Yeah, so you head out of the venue too.
Yep, try to bum a cigarette or something off somebody so I can look like I belong.
Gotcha.
Loitering.
Yeah, it's not too hard for Hannah and Mycelian if you guys want to hook up outside the venue. It'd be fairly easy for you to do so. Like, you know, a lot of the people here are like heading to the elevators that lead to the other parts of the arcology. But some people are heading out to the public transit system. So you guys can like meet up on the way out of the public transit system.
Hey, mice. I don't think we should go too far. They might, just in case there's trouble.
Yeah. I'm way too wired to be in there right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was an experience. That was like, I needed that. I mean, I found it disgusting, but I really needed it too. So, you know.
You see why I left?
How are you? How's it going?
Oh, pretty all right. Kind of well rested. So,
Excellent.
what happened the other day?
Uh,
That was your character,
oh
right?
yeah. It's kind of hard to explain. I followed this ghost woman who turned out to be some kind of sentient program keeping a bunch of people alive in some kind of underground room. Still have to follow up on that.
Whoa,
But
what? Yeah.
yeah, it was a little weird.
I was going to tell you how I have magical healing powers, but I think your thing takes precedence.
I don't know. I mean, magical healing powers, that's a lot to deal with. How are you coping with that? What's your strategy?
It is a lot. Better now. Unclear.
All right. Well, you know, if you need to talk about it, like, I mean, I've never had magical healing powers, but there was one time I thought I could make walls melt. It turned out I couldn't.
Only
but,
hearts.
You know, psychologically, it was probably a similar one of these.
I appreciate your insight into these matters. Keeping an eye for messages from the other two.
Cool. Yeah. So you guys are able to. There's like along the public transit. There's like a cafe area where you guys can kind of like post up.
Perfect.
So yeah, the Frankie and Narwhal get led backstage, back into kind of the bar area that has been converted into a backstage area.
Is that waitress there?
Oh yeah, she's there.
I give her a smile. One of those friendly smiles of yeah.
She does her level best to ignore you. But yeah, they kind of lead you over to one of the like booth areas. Let's say if the two of you could just take a seat here, and we'll have someone come over to talk to you.
Sure.
And they leave you alone for a few minutes.
Is my DJ back here?
Yeah. You see him over like doing working with some of the road crew to start working on the breakdown area. He kind of like gives you a little wave.
She grins. She goes, "Wasn't that amazing?"
That was something.
You seem concerned. What's up?
You kind of took over the show, and I don't know how that's going to work out for you now.
I tried to serve it to them.
That is a thing. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. You know, best of luck. I gotta work with this equipment.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. She just kind of laughs. It's cool. What's the worst they're gonna do? Cuff me? I've been cuffed before. Under different circumstances, mind you.
Great.
Okay.
He does not know how to handle you. Yeah, so you guys are kind of left alone for a few minutes.
Hey, Narwhal, what are the odds you think they're gonna arrest us? We didn't do anything wrong, did we?
I don't think we did anything illegal, no.
Hannah says we need to say we know our rights. Whatever the hell that means.
I'm like, do you know our rights? I don't know our rights. I just don't get caught usually.
Nah, I mean, you can like dip if you want to dip. I'm cool. I know you guys are back me up if I need it.
Well, I want to see what's going on back here. Who they're gonna have us meet? They wouldn't bring us out here just to get arrested. They'd arrest us in front of everybody out front.
No, they wouldn't. They look like an asshole if they do that.
So a couple minutes go by, and a pair of people come over to talk to you. They are they scream suits. Like these are not musicians. These are not artists. These are not like tech or roadie people. These are industry people.
Man, you look different out of your costume.
They are not the band.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That's what.
Okay, you're fucking with them. Okay, gotcha. They're like, no, we represent the Liberty Lads. And actually, I was wondering if you would be so kind as to inform who represents you. Obviously, you have a pretty interesting setup here. Kind of an unauthorized flash mob invasion of our show here, and I just wanted to, know if we were dealing with anyone of substance, or so do you have representation? Are you worth any of the media corps? I'd rather just cut through the bullshit before we move forward.
Frankie just kind of looks at them. She goes, "So, hi. I'm Valentine. It's nice to meet you. And I represent our band."
Okay, so you don't have any representation in terms of like an agent or a contract with any of the media corps or anything like that. You literally are just street trash. Excellent, fantastic. That's really what I needed to know. So we are put a call to FSA Security, and they will be arresting you shortly. So just sit here tight, and we'll get this taken care of. That was really cute, really well done, but we do not appreciate this kind of infringement upon.
Yeah, really cute, really well done, even though your crowd absolutely loved it. And we actually brought more awareness to your people. But yeah, I could see how you could be misconstrued as that being cute. Clearly, you're not a business person, or otherwise you would not be looking this gift horse in the fucking mouth. Because right now, what you're doing is going, yeah, let's go send a message to the people who, actually like Bang. And you want to send a message to them of, no, fuck you, instead of actually thinking about making money, which would be trying to breed those people in. And if this is some crazy indoctrination scheme, you're totally missing an option in trying to reach the actual Bang crowd and not just the FSA crowd.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Cool. I would like to use some momentum.
How's the party feel about that?
That's a good idea.
I would like to use 2, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moment all over him.
1, 2, 3. I got a 10. Four. And let me see here if I have anything at all that could work with this. These are clearly not mooks, right?
Oh no, these are not mooks. These are suits.
I assume my striking looks and my name of the lights won't apply.
Your striking looks will work.
Okay, so that's 4 with 2 enhancements.
Fantastic. Narwhal, what are you doing while this little confrontation is going down? Narwhal?
I'm here. I'm just thinking. My brain's kind of for a second.
Okay, no problem. So are you just like backing her play, or how you handling that?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just backing her up at the moment.
Gotcha. So she says, she kind of like takes a little step back, kind of like looks to her partner and says like, all right, so you have a little bit of savvy behind you. Interesting play. So here's what we're going to do. If you want this to end well for you, then we're going to have to start getting you into a contract, because we're not going to let this tete-a-tete back and forth thing be uncontrolled. It's all going to have to go through our higher ups, through the system. We're going to get you into our system. and then we'll be able to manage this because you've got great energy, and who's to say what our overall strategy is, but I'm sure we can make it work. So, absolutely. You've impressed us. You've got good savvy. You've got good talent. But if this is going to go anywhere, then it's going to have to be roped in and penned in with contracts, and everything's going to have to go the right way.
She kind of like glances over at Narwhal, and then she kind of looks back at the lady. She goes, "Well, I am a representative of one of our collective. So if you arrest me now, I can't go talk to the rest of my collective to get their okay to go ahead."
She kind of looks over to you, Narwhal, and says, "Well, it looks like you've got one other here. How do you say? How do you feel about money, fame, the easy life? Because we can get this started for you."
To be honest, there's a lot of people who I think I can get a contract with, and the FSA is not the people I'm trying to sign.
Excellent. All right, so we've got one for prison, and one on the fence. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, to me, that sounds like the way we're going to move forward now is I'll call my friends in FSA security, and they'll pick up at least one of you. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll just let you guys leave to think.
I want to use my
chuckles.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use my biocomp to try to contact that person whose information I got over at the at that first bang event. I can't remember her name, but it was the like producer and all that.
Okay, yeah.
That
You want to send a message to them? Okay, what message are you sending?
I think I just got some publicity, and I want to know if you guys want to maybe cash in and be a part of this. Get back at me. It's kind of a quick thing happening.
Do you give them like any sort of information about the show, or like do you just how because?
I let them know that we were just over at the FSA Liberty Lad Bang event.
Okay, all right, noted.
Because they probably have ears. They probably know.
Yeah, but it's helpful for them to push you in the right direction. Okay, so you send that message up.
You should totally play it as this is how they can get an in on how to squash that shit or get in on that shit. If they want to be our representation real fast and in a hurry.
Okay.
Just say a Narwhal. Poke.
Gotcha. So back out of the cafe, one of a public transit car shows up, and Hannah, you immediately, well, it's not a public transit, but it is a part of, it comes in, a car comes in on the public rail, and you immediately recognize FSA cops. Like, not show security, not like local stuff, the cops.
I don't say anything out loud, but or at least loud enough to be overheard, but I do send another text message to all of us. Well, with urgency. Well, cops are here.
And yeah, Mice, you see this as well, but Hannah
nod to them so Mice can see them.
Mice is trying to look as unobtrusive as possible, but is freaking out on the inside. So
yeah, they make their way into the arcology area. They do not bother with the two of you. They don't seem to notice the two of you, but they are making their way in.
Frankie will give everyone a status update on the outside of, yo, this is what's up.
You're about to be arrested. You want us to do something?
I don't know. Narwhal, you heard anything back?
You get a real quick ping back that says, basically says, "How serious are you?"
We can talk about that when you get here, but I think it's a good opportunity for all of us.
and he basically says, the response you get back, it says like, we'll set some wheels rolling. We'll talk cost later. The cops come in and proceed to follow the directives of the suits who point at you, Narwhal, and you have 4 cops picking you up and proceeding to arrest you. The exec lady looks over to you, Frankie, and said, like, time to make a choice. Are we signing you up for signing you up? We can use a solo act. You got a good vibe for a solo act. And she kind of motions over to the cops. You're muted.
She's trying to get a beat on Narwhal. Like, she's just looking over with the arched eyebrow of what's up.
Well, I'm fighting with the cops a little bit.
Does it look like you're stalling?
No, I'm just having fun, to be honest. You see me just be a shit show just to be a shit show.
Narwhal, roll defense. It's going to be one of your resilience attributes.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. Oh, damn it. Stupid phone.
Frankie kind of like looks over and she's like, "We good, Narwhal?"
We're like, yeah, I'm good. Just these guys are being assholes over here, trying to bully us into signing a contract with them. Either that or get arrested. Hell no.
Do you have any soft armor, Narwhal?
Do I? Let me find out. I think I have 1. I think I have 1 complete.
Okay.
My sheet's lagging.
Because what happens is the second that you like start to show any kind of physical resistance whatsoever, you get tased.
Awesome. Can I have recorded that?
Give me a technology roll.
Cool. All right.
I have in my mind to do the exact same thing as soon as they come out, just for the record.
Yeah.
Like if I see Narwhal being hauled out, it's like cameras coming out discreetly, but
let's see here. Okay, that's my cunning, and that's my tech. Yeah, I actually have technology. Not a lot of it, but I got it. Yeah. 2.
Like, are you even part of a punk scene if the cops haven't dragged you out of the back of a venue?
I mean, exactly.
Street credit.
The answer is no.
Could have fulfilled one of my aspirations, but it stuck around. Damn.
You get hit with a 4-point condition, which is stunned. Basically, it's going to be apply a negative enhancement to any attempts to physically fight back. And so you get rocked with pain as a not playing around taser gets like shoved into the base of your spine, and you kind of go down, and they proceed to start physically restraining you. And the lady just kind of like smiles and looks to you, like pulls a drag on her e-cig.
Frankie actually giggles, like not at Narwhal, but at the situation. And she just like flashes a grin and she goes, Daddy didn't raise no fool. And he'll be mighty interested about this. And she just literally basically offers out her wrists to one of the officers. And she goes, "Oh, you can cuff me, but watch the manicure." And I wouldn't lay a hand on my head. And she just kind of smiles. She goes, "Daddy gets a little pissed about it."
Roll defense.
Okay.
Actually, if you give me a command roll if you are trying to be if you're trying to intimidate them.
I am.
Okay, yeah, give me a command roll first.
Actually, I have an edge for this because these guys are mooks. Let me. Oh my god, I have an edge for. I have a gift for this. Fuck. 208. Hold on. I'm so excited right now. I didn't think I'd actually get to use it this soon. 208. 208.
Yeah. So, Narwhal, are you doing any more fighting back?
Just shit talking the whole time.
Okay, so you're cursing. They're fine with that. You are put in restraints. Like you have your hands behind your back, and they are picking you up, and they are pretty firmly in control of you at the moment.
Okay, hold on, I'm looking.
Sure. Yeah, outside the venue, the cops have gone in. They haven't come back out yet. What are the two of you doing?
Okay, so what I would like to do is because these guys are these guys considered minor characters?
Yeah, they're minor characters.
Cool. I would like to use after school special.
Okay.
And use my persuade, or I guess it's my skill manipulation to convince a number of minor characters up to your rating and your associated skill to stop following their leader on success, convinces them to stop long enough to question their ways, and allows your character to get away. Spend inspiration to steal them. They join your character in the next scene, or for the cost of an additional inspiration, immediately.
Okay, so that means you're gonna make a roll, or how's it?
I am going to make a roll.
Okay.
And basically she looks over at the Fed cops, and she's just like, when she says daddy, she looks over at them, and she specifically, oh, that's Chessmaster, not the right one. There it is. Okay, cool. I was right. And she basically looks over and she goes, yeah, daddy, I think you've met him before. Valens.
Okay, make that roll for me, please.
Gotcha, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you guys cool if I use another momentum?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's 4, and I have a 10.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll that 10.
5.
Okay. The cop is in the process of pulling out his taser, and is about to apply it to you when one of them behind, you see the lights go on in his eyes, and he hand on his buddy's shoulder, pulls him back, puts his face to his ears, and he whispers something very forceful into his ears. Are you spending inspiration to steal them?
Yes.
Okay. The cop who's figured things out kind of quickly looks to his people and says, looks to the executive and says, ma'am, we'll take it from here. And he very sort of gently puts his hand on your shoulder, kind of performatively looking like he's going to walk you out. And he just leans into you and says ma'am, don't worry about this. We're just going to walk the two of you out. We're going to get you out into the street level, and hopefully this won't be an incident.
She nods. She goes, basically she gives him that subtle nod of I hear you, but on the outside she kind of does that, looks at his basically not acting, but basically acting it up, and she just kind of sighs, and she kind of stands up and she goes, come on, Narwhal. Won't be the first time we've been arrested.
So, yeah, they proceed to lead you out of the establishment. They do not treat you any more roughly. They still leave the restraints on, Narwhal, but they are sort of much more in a gentle fashion leading you out. before you get to the entrance of the bar proper, as there is, you are stopped briefly by the lead singer of the Liberty Lads. He's out of he's taken his red, white, and blue jacket off. And he just has kind of a tank top underneath, and he's got that perfect black hair. And he just like slips a little. He basically like slips a data card into like the strap of your top, Frankie, and says, "Have fun in prison. Call me when you get out."
She kind of smirks and she just gives him a wink. Sooner rather than later.
And yeah, so they walk the two of you out in the public transit. And so the two of you, Mycelian and Hannah, see your friends getting perp walked out into the area. And then before you can really react, one of the cops just unleashes your restraints, Narwhal. He hands you a little bio patch and says like this should clear up any problems you're having from our treatment earlier. And the one cop says looks to you, Frankie, and says, "We didn't know your identity wasn't in the call. Is this going to be an issue?"
No, it won't be an issue.
All right, well, give my regards to your father. And he also hands you his personal card and says, "If you have any problems in the future, let me know. I'll do what I can to show my respect to the family."
Your respect is noted.
He says, "Now get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, we're fucking going. She just kind of gives him the playful wink and then kind of takes Narwhal's hand and kind of guides him over to the train.
Well, let's find out what happens. We follow him.
I know you said before we can react, but was any of that even snappable with? Not recording.
You could get the visual recording of it. Okay. All the conversation happened like out of video audio recording range.
Oh yeah. No, I just want an image of the two of them being hauled out.
Yeah, you got the visuals of it.
Yeah.
Anything to paint the FSA with a greenish brush.
Sweet kitty. Kitties can do whatever they want on my streams. It's fine. It's always allowed. So yeah, they basically release you to your own reconnaissance.
Is the lead singer still watching?
No, he's not watching. He's back in the bar area. But you guys are out at the public transit area.
Gotcha.
Yep, I'll saunter over to him once the cops slip their on.
Yeah, the cops get back into their own transport and head out.
So how was your date?
I didn't even actually get to the date, though I got his number.
Oh, seriously, what just happened, y'all?
They tried to force us into a contract, called us street trash, and I tried.
Oh, you did way better than street trash. You're the worst kind of trash, Frankie.
Thanks. I appreciate that. No, they went on this thing about how we were going to get arrested and blah, blah, blah. And they were upset that we hijacked the show, which understandably when, another band shows your band up. I mean,
why don't we talk about this more once we're on the train?
Yeah, that's fair.
You are all able to get onto the train, heading back to probably your crash base. And that is where we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. and we are back. So, you guys have gotten back onto the public train, made your way back to you guys' crash pad. You guys kind of figured that it might be a little bit better to get into a private area before you start talking about, clandestine shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
also, by the way, she totally lines us up for a selfie. Without Hannah, unless no one else wants to be in it, she's like, I'm gonna send. No, she's not gonna put anyone else in it. She doesn't want to put them on that radar, but she's definitely gonna send one of those like, haha, I'm out of prison selfies to her boy, and she's like, like her basically on the back of in one of the back end of a transport, but it's clearly a public transport.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, on the way, Narwhal, you get a message from your contact, or the person that you made contact with. It says, looks like you've resolved your situation. Pity. Let us know if you need let us know if you ever need help again.
I just let them know if you still want to chat, even if I don't need help. Let's try to set something up soon.
You'll get back and says yeah, we'll circle back to that. You kind of get the impression that they're not so hungry to talk to you unless they have something over you. That's the impression that you're getting. So, but they make all of the noises of, yeah, sure, we'll circle back. We'll put a pin in that and we'll set up that meeting.
We'll definitely call you.
Yeah.
As soon as you owe us a favor, we'll call you.
Yeah, as soon as we can do something against you, then yeah. Yeah, but you guys head back. You guys get back to your crash base. You get a text back from Tony, which is what his name is, and it says, "Well, that was quick," and just kind of a non-committal. Yeah, sure, we'll hook up sometime. But yeah, you guys get back to your crash pad.
All right, that was awesome and all, but now what's this about? A bunch of bodies being kept alive by a sentient program?
Oh yeah, them people we need to save. Right?
Presumably. Yeah.
I mean, also, that was awesome. Good job, everybody.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, I got his number, but now that he's not on stage being really, really hot, the hate speech aside, just being
come on, hot. No, Frankie, no.
What? Look, I've been striking out. It's a problem. And he has a nice ass, though probably was padding now that I think about it.
Or all that FSA food. I mean, just goes straight to the glutes.
You're saying he puts the ass in fascist. I get it, but come on.
Well, help me find someone else then that's more our speed.
Sure. Now.
Right, people. Hooked in.
So
thing.
Yeah. Like in comas or on life
support?
I wasn't
there.
Yeah, I mean, not responding. I cleaned out their feeding tubes or something. It was gross, but it seemed to work. They're kind of old. I mean, collecting dust, in the literal sense, It was weird. But I mean, they were healthy, I guess. I need some cookies. Just bear with me a second.
Yeah, here you go.
I'll go look for some.
I made some earlier.
They're the best.
I know, she's the best for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, probably.
I do, but
no,
it's back with
sorry,
Dad.
All right. Yeah. Roomies. What the program say to you about them?
They'd been there for a while, and the program was there to make sure all their needs were met, and that was all. And just as an aside, we did kind of do research on this. I'm trying to remember all the details we found, and we found that they had. Yeah.
Yeah, you did some research into it. You guys, you found out that you guys connected the dots between like the company that it was and the Artemis instance. Like you connected the dots to like some old game called Terror Surge, which had at least at one point had a neuro-interactive version that, and then all of that technology got banned. So and the game kind of like went by the wayside. So you guys know about this old video game called Terra Surge that this is probably connected to.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's
And they
still,
were
like...
all they were employees, right? Like they had
Yeah, they
signed
were-
contracts
yeah.
saying they were willing to do this.
Yes,
Yeah.
they had gotten legally binding contracts to do this thing.
Do you explain all that?
So, yeah. So I don't think they're there against their will, but I also don't know that they knew they were going to sign up for spending the rest of their lives in some kind of underground room and having their feeding tubes cleaned out by a random stranger.
Do you think they're still like connected to anything, like still on a server somewhere that no one disconnected, or you think they're just unconscious or in some weird cyber void?
I mean, I hope they're still connected to something nice, because it would really suck if they were just floating nowhere
Yeah.
I mean,
forever.
we don't really care about legal ramifications, but like your little robot friend, AI friend, I actually don't know what she is. The ghost girl.
Yeah.
We might
Yeah, I
be
guess-
able to convince her to let him go. I mean, does that company still exist?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. The company itself is defunct. She might just be running on some server somewhere, or some just never got lost power.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like she seemed to say that it was still running because of them, like they were keeping it going.
Ah, I see.
So
I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, I
Give
don't know how to
me,
get back there. So
Hold on. Mice, I need a roll from you. Let me look up what I want you to roll. Give me an Enigmas roll.
I'm not good at that.
Ruh-roh. If someone wants to help him out, you can give him someone can do an Enigmas roll and then give him enhancement on this roll.
I will happily do that. I do have enigmas.
Yeah.
It was
Unfortunately,
something.
Mice is the only one who can actually make the primary roll because they're the only one with the information.
I gotcha. But yeah,
I
I'll
was
make a
thinking
roll for
about
you.
shifting a dot over to that this session, and
You
then
can
didn't,
do so if you so desire.
I
That's
might.
3 successes.
Okay, so you can give him 3 enhancement.
Okay, I'll go for it for now.
I mean, you're talking to the crazy conspiracy theorist right now.
But I got a 10 and 2 1s. So
Okay.
however that.
All right, so reroll that 10.
Yeah, that is not a success.
Okay, so with the 3 enhancement, like Frankie, you're able to kind of like talk them through what they encountered and like what the AI said, and you identify a piece of sort of the pattern that you identified was probably deliberately left out of what she had told them. Was that she was talking about a lot about well-being, about like the people connected to the system, like it was her job to make sure that they were okay, and it was their job to maintain the well-being of the system. And you kind of go through the logic and the pattern, the thing that is missing is the idea of, if they're maintaining this well-being of the system, it's obviously for someone's benefit. And you think that there might be other parties involved who are benefiting by these people being plugged into it. Who those people are or what the nature of them are, you can't figure out, but someone's benefiting from this.
She'll relay this.
Well, you guys mutually figure it out.
Okay, cool.
I mean, maybe we should take another look at the contract and see if there's any clues in there about. Maybe we need. I hate to say it. Maybe we need a lawyer.
Maybe. Could we go there? I mean, maybe I could check on them. Like, obviously, I don't know. I did study. I was studying to become an EMT, but I don't really know if there's much I could do.
Yeah. I mean, it's deep. It's like pressurized environment deep.
I see.
And we wouldn't be able to get there or back without her helping. So I can ask.
Sweet talker?
Can see. I can try.
I mean, don't tell her we're looking into like get them out of there. Just tell her we're want to make sure they're fine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally cast it as Hannah's a medical professional and wishes to check on their well-being.
Yeah.
So if I recall correctly, Mice, you had already sent her a message.
Yeah.
Yep. And like you go and check your messages, and like at some random point you did get a response, and it basically just said everything's fine. Thank you.
Damn. All right. Well, I'll send a follow-up check and just say, can't stop thinking about those people and making them more comfortable. I have friends who could maybe make sure that there's less of a chance of their bodily functions being at risk. Can we come take a look?
Yeah, you send that message and there is no immediate response once again.
Yeah. We'll see what she says. If she says anything, I don't know. I'm not an expert in ghost girl communication. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be next week.
I mean, you're our expert.
Comparatively, if nothing else, I guess.
Do you know the name of the company that they belong to or that they were working for?
It's called Artemis.
Yeah, it was on the tablet.
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask. I mean, I know you guys already did, but I do go ahead and ask my biocomp to find out everything it can about Artemis.
Yeah. So I will say there is an actual name of the company. The manuscript version of Anima that I have doesn't have it easily findable. But Artemis is a good stand-in for the time being.
Okay.
I'm sure there are viewers out there who are shaking their fists, and if you want to say it in chat, feel free. So yeah, go ahead and make a humanities roll with your mini comps enhancement on it.
Sure.
As a note, you can take a look at the tablet. I kind of got it working, and got a bunch of info from it. You might be able to get something else. I don't know.
Yeah, the tablet that you've got is like a kind of like a purpose-built piece of machinery. It exists to be a legal pad, basically to hold the contracts that were signed by these people, and like be like the thing that they signed.
Is there any way to get my biocomp to interface with it?
You could try, but like I think they've done pretty much as much roles as they can do, and like this is kind of a bespoke piece of technology. It exists to be a legal pad, and it does not have additional information on it beyond like what they've already gathered.
Gotcha. In that case, I got one success and then the one enhancement from my from the biocomp.
Okay, yeah, you pull up. Yeah, that company was a video game company several decades ago. And it appears it has gone out of business since due to the scandal, some like big legal scandal that resulted in something called the Shanghai Accords, which basically banned all AI above a certain level, and they were apparently wrapped up in all of that. So like the AIs on all of your mini comps, the AI that Mycelium talked to, all of those are called SIs, so satisfactory intelligence. But like anything more intelligent than those is banned, and apparently this company was tied up in the reason for that happening.
I apologize to my agent for making her look at that,
It's like it's okay. I don't get upset about those sort of things.
Smart. So, yeah, the company itself, they definitely got in some trouble and are gone. So, first off, I don't know if the contract still has any standing because I'm not a lawyer. And secondly, yeah, that is a question as to what they're maintaining, if nothing. I wonder if somebody's hijacked them for some other purpose. There's some secret underground group that still likes to be able to, neurally connect to their video game, and they're still keeping the ghosts alive. In which case, I
Well,
want
that
in. That sounds awesome.
I mean, me too. That technology, like, I know it's banned and everything, but there's so much potential with it. It's like,
Agreed. Imagine the kind of shows and spaces we could create there.
right? I mean, Mice does a few little light tricks with their little paranervous system thing that they have installed, but this is kids play compared to that. Possibilities are endless.
Yeah. Oh well, I wouldn't know how to even go about that. Huh.
I mean, if we find a lawyer, we can ask, is this contract still valid if the entity that created it is no longer a thing? In which case, we'd have to explain that to the SI and say, like, what are you still doing here? There's no point. Let's wake these people up and see what happens. But
I mean, we could also go down the rabbit hole trying to figure out who's benefiting from this, starting with the corporations that may have been reformed out of the ashes of this one.
also that.
Yay, corporate intrigue.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
No, I mean,
sometimes
you're
I have
right.
ideas.
No, it's a good idea, Frankie. I just,
I love corporate intrigue, but I mean, I love it in the way that I like eating trans fats. Just like you eat it and then you feel dirty. You have to scrub yourself on the inside.
Sometimes I like to watch media where the detectives are the good guys, but
Speaking of detectives, pulling up the captures of Frankie and Narwhal being hauled out from the bar. I got these sweet shots of you. I mean, top marks for getting out of that and everything, but
yeah, you see that cop in particular, that one, make sure if you post anything about that, make sure his face isn't seen. I like that one.
Frankie wants to bone this cop. Got
it. No.
Sorry. I misunderstood. All right, sorry.
No. I like that one in the fact that he knows my family name, and that's why we weren't arrested. So I don't want him to get fucked over at all, because I need him to be like our contact. In fact, I have his contact. So.
I'm gonna make a flow chart.
Can you share that contact in case we need to ever name drop over there again?
Sure, I'll share his contact.
Yeah, you guys have a cop contact.
Frankie's cop friend.
I mean, I'm cool with my family and all. I just don't like being under their thumb all the time. So, but if it's beneficial to me, I don't see any reason why I can't do that. I expect to get a call from my father, probably, or one of his goons about it. Like, why are you using the family name again? And be like, well, I am one. What do you want from me? Would you rather see me arrested? And then
would it be embarrassing to have your own daughter in the clink?
And then they're going to be like, well, why don't you just come home and we can solve all these problems for you? And I'm like, oh, look, I want to try to do it on my own. And he just...
I respect that. I get that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Families.
All right.
So
either that or you'll send my brother again.
So you guys have some time winding down. It is getting very late lunar time, but you guys have had such a hectic couple of days. Who knows what your sleep schedules are looking like? So what are you guys planning to do with the rest of the evening?
Mice doesn't really need much sleep, so totally down for Hollow Jenga.
Oh yeah, I don't want to make a mess.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. But at some point, we need to go bar hopping. Or, like, plan our next bang event, y'all. Because, like, something's got to give.
All right.
Agreed.
I'm still recovering from getting tased, so I think I'm going to have a slow night.
Oh, are you all right?
Yeah, it's fair. They got him
You
pretty
mind?
good.
We could play Jenga on Narwhal's unconscious body.
I ask you, when I ask you if you mind, I kind of reach out to put my hand on you. I want to show off a little.
Frankie totally like leans in and is staring, like you're gonna do a magic trick.
Let's see.
I'm completely
in a way.
have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
So you're gonna use your Iatosis?
Yeah, I am.
Cool.
Yeah, do
And
it.
I actually have the strong mode for that, so I think I can go straight to the third dot with it.
I think so.
So.
Mycelium is
Mending.
also watching, wondering if you're going to look shiny again.
Yep. So let's see. Directly heal injuries. And also cures mental trauma and repairs ongoing emotional damage. Neat. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna try to use mending to.
Okay. So you don't have Iatosis 3, right? But
No, I only have 2.
Okay, so you're pushing it. So this is going to be at +1 difficulty and cost 1 additional psi point. So,
Okay, even with the strong mode.
I believe so. I mean, I think the strong mode is going to give you a enhancement benefit.
It does.
But it does not. It's not going to affect the difficulty of things.
Okay. Well, I will try. If I fail, I'll still have enough left to do accelerate at least, or I'll just do relief. So.
Yeah. Either way, you spend some psionic energy, and your head clears up. The aches that you're feeling from the residual of the tase just seem to kind of like magic seem to get better within a few minutes. Narwhal.
I'm just going crazy right now. I'm like, what the hell just happened, and how did you do that?
Oh, right. I haven't filled everybody in.
Like,
Frankie, you want to tell them? Because I feel a little weird talking about it.
Okay, sure. So, like, you know how there's, like, the people that get, like, manufactured and they get those cool, like, mental powers and whatnot? They have to, like, sign up and stuff. So she's,
Scions?
like...
Yeah.
She's, like, a natural one.
What? I thought that was just a rumor.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just a rumor, but it's a legit thing.
How long have you guys known about this?
Remember when I freaked out the other night at the Museum show? Since that moment.
It was there?
Yeah. Something about that place kind of pushed me into it, I guess.
It's cool, right? Like, it's totally rad.
Yeah, it was pretty rad.
It's proof.
Yeah, it is. Isn't that amazing? Like,
we don't really
already
talk about it outside this room in this group.
Right. And I'm cool with that, you know. It is very hard not to be like, look, motherfuckers, I got proof. But I'm cool. Like, we cool.
Look,
I
know. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I don't trust other people you might be friends with. I don't want to end up being a lab rat.
I mean, it's entirely fair.
I don't trust any of those big organizations. There's no reason anyone has to know about this.
We did take a visit to the ISRA, and that was pretty pleasant, but didn't really let on to what was happening. I just kind of wanted to learn some more about.
Oh yeah, that's when they told me I was destined for big things.
Yeah, but
Frankie,
you didn't need them to tell you that. Yeah.
You don't need a clear sentient to tell you that.
It sounded cooler when she said it. She's all like, yeah, like I Like they legitimately pulled me. Like I'm not even sensitive, which by the way totally frustrates me, and I'm totally jealous about it, but also excited. But
Sorry.
they're like, you're not sensitive, but you're like future is super, super telling and super huge or something. And they legitimately took me aside and talked to me about how amazing my potential is. I
did. I've seen it. So
I mean, cool.
yeah. Sorry to spring that on you, Narwhal, but yeah, that
I'll be excited.
seems like it's pretty handy, and if I ever go back into the medical field, be kind of neat.
Just be careful and they don't notice.
No kidding. Oh dang it! I knocked over all the pieces.
So, what's on the plan tomorrow? Being as I tried to get us, like, some sort of media influx. Actually, let's check our accounts. Is our band, like, what's our band account doing?
Yeah. I mean, it depends.
Social media.
Yeah, social media. There's some like obviously some people like your band crew, whatnot, but you guys haven't really done a big push or like big posts about it yourselves. So you're getting some hits of like people like, oh, we saw Wonder Root at this thing at this Liberty Lads show. Also, what the fuck is up with the Liberty Lads? There's there's a lot of confusion going on in the Bang scene. Like a lot of people are like, what the hell is this FSA propaganda crap? Why was Wonder Root there? Were they working together? Like no one really kind of like I didn't like someone's like I didn't think Wonder Root would do something like that. That doesn't sound like them. Why would they collaborate with a bunch of fucking fascists? There's a lot of like back and forth, and you guys haven't really put anything out there
Right, so
to
we definitely need to
shake
do
the narrative.
Yeah, we need to
So
take control of this.
Damage control.
let's do some
Talk about how
damage
we
control.
infiltrated.
Yes. Who's our damage control person? Who's got them skills?
Honestly,
Probably you. I can help. I can probably help, but
Okay, cool.
yeah.
All right. You sure it's not Narwhal? Isn't that your thing? I command people. You're the schmoozer.
Who's got the most persuasion?
Probably not.
Be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I've got empathy. I can bring empathy to the table.
I have command.
Yeah.
I
have
boss
empathy
people
and
around.
some persuasion. So.
I mean, I can do it if y'all want. I'm fine. I'll just do it from y'all from the Wonder Root account, not my own.
I upload the images and videos of like Narwhal freshly tased and like in restraints with the cops all around. And be like,
except for that one cop.
Yeah, except crop that one cop out of the picture.
Yeah. Aftermath of gate crashing. Made the night better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to take risks to show
Spread the message.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so I'm going to need two different roles. I'm going to need a persuasion roll and a humanities roll because you're going to need two different sides of the thing to like craft the message, make it persuasive, but also like do all the social media bullshit that you have to do to make it sing on the algorithm.
I can do the persuasion if somebody wants to do the humanities.
I don't have humanities, but I can assist with the persuasion. Like,
yeah, I have humanities, but not much. How do you feel about cunning and humanities with this?
Sounds good.
I was thinking manipulation, persuasion.
Yeah. Yeah, you can help each other out. Basically give enhancement to the roll.
Yes.
What does the yes indicate?
3.
Okay. So
Okay.
be 3 enhancement on that.
I
Okay,
was
for the
rolling a
persuasion?
10.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 2, and if likability counts, that would make it 2 successes and 4 enhancement.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You get the message out. What about the humanities roll?
Oh, it's good.
All right.
That is 4. And is it possible to use the right climate at all to kind of read the mood online, or
No, that's a gift, right? Or is that a skill trait?
yes?
Let me take a look at that. See if it might apply to online.
It is a gift.
Okay, it's a gift. What skill is it under?
Empathy or culture.
Empathy or culture. Gotcha.
So, okay. Well, it's still 4. So
Yeah.
plus
no,
whatever
I got
from.
you. I got you. Yeah. No. I'll let you. Spend an inspiration. You'll get enhancement on that.
Done.
Okay. So you guys take this like sea of confusion and like not a lot of people going on, and you basically with those key images of you guys getting rousted by the cops, you guys put out the idea of like what. Okay. So what is the narrative that you guys are throwing out there? Because you got it.
I was
what-
going with oh, sorry. I was thinking, I'll talk about this with the rest of the group. But when I first started writing is we infiltrated their show and took it over and made it better. And took some of their
We are bold enough.
teeth out of it. Exactly.
We are bold enough to go right into their space and turn their message around. That's how awesome we are.
I like both of those, but I would like to spin it with like we're bold enough to take
risk arrest.
Like what's the proper term? To bring it's not open-mindedness. What is it? Basically, Frankie's would like to spin it like we are brave enough to take the message of Bang and collaboration to the people who need it the most.
We
even
practice
if that
what we
puts us
preach.
in danger. Yes, practice what you preach.
And don't let the FSA try to take over the Bang scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, the side note of FSA is trying to produce an alternative to Bang.
I'll also add a little bit, like, because basically I'll do the main post, which is like something clickbaity of, about getting arrested, and then I'll also mention they tried to take over one of our Muzzian shows. We'll show them how it's done.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Can I, in addition to this, after we get all the messages crafted and sent out, bring it to the attention of the Bang influencer I know?
Absolutely, you
My
can
contact?
do so. Yeah, you can totally get that out there.
Thought you might like this.
Yeah. So within a couple of hours, you guys craft the narrative. You guys basically co-opt the narrative of what's going on, and at least to like kind of the more open, like the anima and the Bang scene, the people who are like already involved in this in the community, like you clear everything up. Like people are like, oh shit, yeah, Wonder Root went into the belly of the beast and showed them what we were all about and showed them up, and fuck this FSA Bang bullshit. They don't know what they're doing. And yeah, like basically everyone who's already on your side understands what you did and is cool with it. And like there's like this big groundswell. Like one of the big posts that kind of like is done in response to this is like, when is your next show? Like there's like this swell of demand. Like you guys did this thing, you guys met with their show. Now what are you gonna do? Like where's your next show? Because we want to see it.
As soon as we get Frankie and Narwhal back, we'll let you know.
Okay. Gotcha. And now there is some countervailing messaging going on from the FSA media outlets about degenerate non-citizens, invade wholesome patriotic show.
I'll if I can have a sock puppet account, I would like to at least one of those. You're goddamn right.
Nice. And future Tucker Carlson has a lot to say about
Yes.
how terrible you guys are.
But as long as there's anyone in the audience who heard what we had to say
Mhm.
and it shifted their mind even a little, that's how the roots get planted.
You'll have to see.
Yeah.
And you guys, like when you
I-
when you send out all that out to your Bang influencer friend, like they start doing retweeting it, and it gets thing, and then you see, probably like the highlight of the social media storm, is the Muzzy and Divana, whose show you went to a couple nights ago, Marty, like you see their account like a couple of your guys' posts, and they actually make a comment, which obviously the algorithm shifts up to the top, on the thread of like, when's the Wonder Root show, and it's just they just post a question mark.
Well, guess we got to book one, guys.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck yeah. When you guys want to do it, where you want to do it?
Somewhere
I'm gonna be real-
secluded.
I was about to be really audacious and ask if she wants us to do a collab.
Oh. Well, that's not mutually exclusive. I kind of like the idea of maintaining a little bit of that underground cred and being like,
You're right.
follow the rainbow rhino or something, and just putting stickers up around town and seeing who actually finds the location. But like, we can let her know directly, because that'd be cool.
My only worry about doing that is that the FSA fuckheads are gonna fuck with it.
Oh no. No,
I think we can take them.
Not our brand.
Look, cops can't dance. It'll be fun.
I mean, I'm
We'll make
down
'em look
for it.
stupid.
Make it underground and shit. Do it.
I guess I'll.
No.
Does it need? Do we have a person who we usually go to for booking?
Let's see. What a guy. Let's look to you guys as contacts. Who do you
Yeah.
guys all have? Who do you, among your path contacts, do you think we go to get this set up?
I mean, I could talk to the influencer. I know that's all I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
I could-
promoter.
I got a popular Bang artist.
Okay.
Might be able to sync me up with a place.
You said you had a promoter, right?
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, you guys have enough contacts. You guys, what I'd like for this is basically for everyone who has an appropriate contact, I would like a path roll from each of you who are pulling upon your contacts. What that is basically the path rating plus an attribute, and that'll shape what you guys get from pulling upon your path contacts.
Okay.
Well, dang. Oh, that one.
So that's 2 10s.
And I got 3.
Okay.
3 as well.
1. Maisu, are you making a roll on this, or?
I have no appropriate contacts for this.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So you guys put out your contacts. So basically what you're looking at for now is you're looking for a venue. So you pull upon your contacts, looking for an underground site, basically a place that you guys can get cheap or free. And while the wheels are spinning, I will give a freebie to Mycelian, because they're not engaged in this. You can't help but think maybe not the place that you guys found, but there were plenty of like weird tunnels and things down there. Like, who knows? Like, how underground are you wanting to go?
I didn't want to
wait a minute,
suggest
literally?
the actual room where the bodies are, but yeah, maybe somewhere down there.
Okay. But like that like you have no idea how you would make that happen because it's so off grid and like it's a passing
Yeah.
fancy that I'll put in front of your head, but it may or may not
Yeah.
be a good idea for multiple reasons. But anyway,
It might require routing actual power down there or
yeah,
something.
exactly. Which maybe your ghost friend could help you with. But you guys put the word out. You're like, like a lot of people are hungry for a Wonder Root show. So your paths, all your contacts are like, hell yeah, let's get this set up. Let's look for an appropriate venue. So let me think if there's anything I want to hit. So unless any of you have like a cool sci-fi underground moon suggestion, I will think on it for a second. Yeah.
So is there like, is there like a low key park, like one that's off the beaten path?
Yeah, like so. I think I've said this before. The way Luna's architecture and layout works is back when it was first colonized. All the rich people lived down deep, in basically under the ground, because of basically radiation and like meteor strikes. But then there was a sort of a technological revolution in like radiation shielding and like meteor shielding, and then all of the rich people moved up into big lunar skyscrapers, and all the poor people had to like come down from the surface and kind of subdivide up all of their mansions and fancy apartments. So there is kind of like the problem therein is that the deeper you go, the more organized crime and like potential aberrants and like aberrant cult shit can be found. So it's actually pretty like the deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. But you do like it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a mirror of what you guys just went through. There's an old like luxury apartment kind of mini arcology that had kind of a open community space that it recently got cleared out because an aberrant cult had set up there. So it's abandoned. Like no, like to the best of your knowledge, to the best of your contacts knowledge, no one has moved into that area because there's kind of like a bad vibe to it. But it is kind of like an open park space that you guys could set up in for like cheap or free.
And changing bad vibes to good vibes, like you said,
That's
kind of our brand.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So yeah, so couple of back and forth with some of your path contacts. They basically they help you get access to that venue, and like handles permanents and whatnot. And of course, they're all going to take a slice on the back end. So it ends up being like of negligible cost to all of you, but they'll get theirs on the other end. So you got a venue secured. You're also going to need to start planning out the type of show that you guys want to do. If you guys look in Beyond Electric Dreams, there's a list of sort of primary bang types. If you guys want to pull that up and tell me what is the primary type of bang that this show is going to be.
Like I mean, Viz Bang is the one I'm best at. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking for it. For some reason,
Viz and Sono.
Save.
Beyond Electric Dreams coming to the StoryPath Nexus soon.
And just stuff like climbing, physical bang for sure.
Okay,
maybe Lang Bang, like a little bit.
Now that I can finally have it open, let's see what we do.
I mean, I think a mixture of Viz and Sono, but
yeah, Viz and Sono is kind of like the classic.
Classic. Yep.
It is a
Yeah.
party. It's a rave. It's a multimedia audio visual experience that is like the bread and butter of Bang.
We could do Gust to Bang. Speaking of bread and butter, something
I
with
do like cooking.
it
Yeah.
does include psychoactive substances in there, so I could contact my shroom expert and set up a range of delights for all attendees.
Yep. So
I think that some Sono Viz would be good. I do like the physical aspect. Lang also works really well.
So
'cause-
what I'm going to ask is I need to know what the primary type that you guys are going for. You can mix in all sorts of other stuff, but I need to know what the primary Bang variety you guys are going to go for.
I'm assuming then Sono, musically dominant.
Yeah, we can really share with the most people with music and visuals.
So you're going to do a Sono Bang primary experience, and then you guys can weave in a couple of I would say what are the two secondary aspects that you want to bring in?
Probably
Viz or Fizz, one or the other. Like, I have this idea that the space should be somewhere that people can either physically interact with or visually admire, but probably not both. Because if they try to climb holograms, it's not going to work.
How about we start working for Fizz for a future one? Because I think it's best if we do this as quick as possible while we're still real hot. And Fizzbang takes a lot of infrastructure. So maybe we could be working on that for like a show in a couple weeks or something, or in a few weeks. But let's try to get something we can do real quick with what we're already good at and have infrastructure for.
I like it.
Okay, so you've got one like your first secondary is going to be Viz, and what about your second secondary?
I'll do Lang and do some speechifying.
I mean, I'm cool with Lang.
Okay, so you do a Sono Bang show with Viz and Lang secondaries. Cool. All right, so let's talk since it's primarily music based. Let's go with what. Let's start with a group teamwork based humanities role to build the core sound. So basically, this is a teamwork role, which means everyone can roll it. You'll have a primary person, and then everyone else can get together to roll enhancement. You guys can do this sort of thing because you guys have more time. It's not like as in the moment as other kind of roles.
Okay. I will do an enhancement because I don't actually have humanities, so I'm just rolling straight manipulation.
Okay.
I was thinking
Wilsic talent apply here.
And that is 3 successes.
Sorry, what? Somebody asked a question. Artistic talent. Artistic talent will apply.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I gave 3 enhancements to someone.
Cool.
I gave 2 enhancements to someone.
I got 3 successes and 2 enhancements plus everyone.
Okay, so you guys definitely hit like the first, like you basically nail this aspect of it. You've got a good solid sound that is the kind of like the primary gist of what you guys are going. You basically have your sonic landscape mapped out. So now what about the what kind of visual aspects are we'll loop back. What type of sound is this? Like what now that you guys have mastered it, what is the sonic environment that we're going to be dealing with?
Something really complex. Something like if it's a sonic landscape, it has fjords in it.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
So yeah, are you guys
we're in like a park, so to speak. Like, do you want to feed off that energy and kind of do like not necessarily a jungle theme, but like something of that nature?
Deep beats.
I was kind of thinking something kind of wild that we kind of weave a welcoming nature into over time, since that again.
Are we literally doing Welcome to the Jungle?
It's not what I meant, but I like it. No, I was more thinking of capitalizing on the brand you've already managed to create. Not to tell you creative types what to get into and all. Just my 2 cents.
It's
And
more
then I
than
go
two
get some more
cents. You've
cookies.
got lots of sense, Hannah.
So why
Nice.
don't we do it as a laying down roots is the theme.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And basically
can do
the
some visuals of 'em.
soundscape is more or less a variety of different type of music all coming collectively together to make
Yeah, and
something bigger.
And we can definitely back that up with the visuals of tree roots growing together.
Okay, yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I was going to go for next. Like, so you guys are going to go heavy into like the root and tree and plant visual nature.
hmm
Cool. All right. So for that, let's go with since so you're talking about building community. Let's do a culture roll to build the visual basics.
All right,
Who's our culture person? Nate?
got one.
I got a 3.
Yep, there's our culture
Nice.
person.
Yep.
It ain't me.
I will help with culture because I have 2.
I have 2 successes.
Only 1.
Okay.
I got 3, so 5, 7, 8.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You guys bring in that secondary vibe. The plant theme starts to come together, and you guys are starting to build your project. So then let's nail down what is the lang, like the lang aspect of it. Are you guys doing like spoken word? Are you doing like writing on the walls? What is what is the words of this? What is the actual spoken message? What is the message and how are you conveying it?
The message is coming together and being a bigger part of a whole. And the way I want that to come across is basically have the words growing up basically as the beat poetry is going on, having like the roots literally come up, forming the words until they make a sphere, like a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And basically having that message continuing the spiral, and just the words changing as it goes.
Cool. All right.
As Frankie is describing this, Mice is gonna like draft some models just like this, like that, and just make like spheres.
Cool. All right. So that'll be a persuasion roll to craft the actual like word message.
Cool. I also think that's Narwhal as the primary.
One success and then +2 if artistic talent applies.
It'll apply.
Yours.
Oh, so
You know
4 with
why?
artistic talent.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Oh, kitty. Right. Okay. Yeah. So you guys get the message down. You guys kind of get that, and like you're also like filtering all these things through your SIs and your algorithms. So they're starting the process of just like filling stuff in, also doing like plagiarism checks and like things for cultural appropriation.
And while they're doing that, I'm actually gonna be keeping an eye on the social media to kind of basically do a little hinting at what the narrative will be.
Okay.
For
All
our
right.
next show.
Cool. Yeah. So you're
plant
getting out there.
seeds for it.
Nice.
Can I design like a rainbow tiger icon just for the show?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Yeah, part of the thing is a
symbol for the
rainbow
show.
tag is absolutely part of the iconography. So you start like getting that out there, out into the like you take the rainbow tiger imagery and like start peppering that out there in the social media. So you guys have
follow the rainbow tiger.
Indeed. So you guys absolutely have crafted the core of your bang experience. And like I said, it's getting parsed out and filtered out through your mini comps and your agents to kind of massage it, getting some algorithmic enhancement to it, as well as checking it against like, has anyone else done anything like this? Are we having any unconscious plagiarism? Are we stepping on any cultural toes here? And then within a couple of hours, you guys get basically the bang equivalent of red lines back. Maybe not that. That's actually pretty sensitive for this culture and whatnot. So it is kind of a collaborative effort between all of you and with all of your agents to craft something that is going to be cool and not in any way shitty. So you guys have that core experience put together, and you've got your venue. And you guys are wanting to do this you're probably not going to do much of, from what I'm hearing, you're not going to be like a huge thing. You want this to be mostly like word of mouth, underground.
But I'm thinking, yeah.
If you're in the know, you're in the know kind of thing.
I was thinking I'd tell the influencer and maybe a few people we know, and then let them spread it out from there.
Okay, cool. Are you guys going to do any are you going to be trying to arrange any kind of security? Are there people you want to keep out of this experience? Or is this going to be whoever comes? Like how you guys are handling
What's that?
I think we should let anybody who shows up show
Yeah,
up.
I think, whoever comes.
If FSA
What
folks
if the FSA shows up? What's that cop doing that night?
That's a good point.
Well, he's not going to come arrest us here. He's just jurisdiction basically.
No,
works
I
if we're
mean
in...
as security. Security.
Right.
That is the other thing. You guys are going deeper down into the, and you guys are doing this in Underside, which means that at some point you guys are going to have to deal with organized crime. Someone has jurisdiction, quote unquote, down there. How are you guys managing that? Because it's one of those things of you can either reach out and make an arrangement, or wait for them to tell you how it is.
Is my dad over that part, or is it someone
No,
else?
this is deeper than your dad goes. So it is at the moment you guys currently don't know whose territory that is.
Frankie let me put my feelers out and go see whose territory that is and see if we can't cut a deal. Narwhal, you want to take point on that? You want me to go?
I might be able to figure it out, but this isn't both of our wheel works right here.
I mean, if you want to head this up, feel free. If you want me to go with you for clout, that's cool too.
I mean, you might be a liability if you're talking to rival gangs, right? I don't know how that works.
I mean, I guess
again, you don't have to drop your name.
I don't know. Maybe one of their sons is hot. Or girls. My daughter.
Or whatever.
Or, yeah, whatever. I'm cool with that too. Rhino in a tutu?
Rhinos are always horny.
While they're doing this, I do drop a quick little. I'd send a PM to the Divana and just in response to her question mark of just where, when, and what, and feel free to drop in.
They are very, very out about being non-binary. So no problem. Look here. So, who's trying to interface with the local underground?
I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. What's your what's your path related to that?
My path related to that? I actually don't have a path contact directly related. I have a hop on one of my path contacts who might be able to actually give me the information.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make your path roll for that.
see. 1 success, and she's well connected. I don't know if that gives me an enhancement for
That's
it.
good. So you get back from them, and they let you know that that is Vikings territory. And you know that Vikings are, they are primarily focused on like weapons, explosives, like they're kind of like arms dealers is their kind of gig, and they are they use places around that area as like storage and dead drops and that kind of area. So they are not so much like in the business of like doing protection rackets or anything like that. They more like maintain their territory from like so that they can store things and do deals around that area. So that gives you an idea of like what you might have to deal with when dealing with these guys, because they don't do like if it was the hold on. Here, there's another one. Just had it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if it was the Bow, which are kind of like more respectable like neighborhood protectors, then that might be a little easier to deal with. But these guys are like arms runners and sellers of like they steal like mining explosives, kind of stuff. So they're pretty rough and tumble, and you don't have an easy in for making that kind of deal with them. So how are you going to approach that? How are you going to reach out to them or deal with them?
Kind of just first, I'm going to break the information down to the rest of the group and be like, okay, so the people whose territory we're trying to do it in, we don't have to worry about them trying to pocket check people while they're coming down there. They're making their own money through sales, and we got to make sure the tunnel that we're going through does not have any of their property in it. Not exactly sure how to go about this, or what we
I
could
don't
have
want
to
to be
offer
anywhere
them.
near their property, so that works fine. We will stay out of their way.
Offer to hire them for security at a good rate, so they get their cut.
It's a
Yeah,
really
could
good
do that.
idea.
They certainly have the means to be security, so
Yeah.
Yeah, your contact gives you a point of contact if you want to try and like contact them directly. But no promises
Sorry.
as to how that'll work out. But so
Mm.
you do have the means of getting in contact with them.
They'll probably respect you more if you do it yourself.
Cool, yeah, I'll go
They're
over
probably
there.
used to being very intimidating. Do you want backup?
Well, sometimes it's easier to ask for permission than for or ask for forgiveness than
Forgiveness.
permission. But
I don't
I
want to say
don't
that
think
when
so
people
with
have
I don't
guns.
think so with these people though.
Exactly.
no.
Smart.
My question still stands. Do you want backup?
If you want to come with too, yeah.
I'll come with.
Okay, so you're basically like setting a meet point to talk to these people?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you send a meeting, like say, hey, we want to talk about like we want to make a deal or whatever. Like probably best to like not put all your business out on the opnet when talking with these guys. But you basically, I'll say you're good enough at this that you make a basically, hey, we need to meet to talk business, and you get a response back with a location in a sort of downside. In a downside shooting range.
Awesome.
So you and Frankie, you guys can get that set up. What about Mice and Hannah? What are you guys going to be up to while they're going to talk to gangsters?
I actually want to try. Well, so yeah, I mean, there's planning for the show, but if possible, there is a side thing I want to do, which is to still try and look into these contracts a little bit more, even though it's unrelated to the show.
All right.
I was thinking that I would reach out to my contact from the university I went to see if I can get in touch with a law professor and try and get their read on it.
Okay, yeah, you get that set up. Yeah, your contact is able to get that, like, basically, like, probably not going to have a lot of time to talk to you, but I can get you in touch with somebody who can look over stuff with you. We'll circle back to that. Hannah, you sent that message over to Marty about the show, and about an hour after you send that message, you do get a response back, and it's just a holographic butterfly. Like, you click on the message, and then, like, your biocomp makes a holographic butterfly float around for a little bit.
That's probably a yes.
Yeah. Anybody? Are you going to be doing anything else while they're off at the Gangsterland?
Well, I think I'll spend this time while they're on Gangsterland again, planting some seeds. This is when I'll start doing the kind of planting some discrete seeds throughout the community of some people who would probably be interested in this kind of thing. And with a little bit of did you still want to go with that follow the rainbow tiger thing? Because I can definitely add that, and we can make some stickers and put them up.
Absolutely. It's like Lisa Frank, but deadlier.
Yep. Hashtag follow the rainbow tiger.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Send a little picture of what he's made.
Yeah,
like a rainbow slick stripes.
And then I'll work on making stickers.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So, Mice, you get a time set up for a virtual meeting with a law professor. And do you, like, send over the, like, how much do you put up front? Like, do you send the documents over to them so that they can look over them at a time, or you just want to discuss it one-on-one?
Yeah, I'll send it ahead of time, but I'm going to redact all of the company information, the names of the people, and just say, here's the terms of what they've signed up for, without saying specifically what the activity that they're doing is, and just say, if the company has dissolved, what rights are they out of the contract, basically.
Okay. You send that over, and when the time for your meeting shows up, you have, like, a little virtual holographic Zoom call happening, and they say, would they be contacting you by your real name or by Mycelium?
Probably by Mycelium.
Mycelium? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
But Mice has probably sobered up as much as possible and actually put on, like, respectable clothing from the waist up. So
so yeah, you get a contact with this law professor. Their name is Miguel de Laurentiis. They say, your pronouns are how should I refer to you?
They, them, but any term of address is fine.
Okay, excellent.
Yes. It's nice to meet you, Professor.
Nice to meet you as well. I looked over some of this document. Obviously, there's some redaction on here, so I understand if you're concealing some things. Or is this redaction a part of the originals?
This is how we received it, and I'm just trying to get some more information. It's for friends, and
sure.
It's unclear what kind of legal situation they're in, so we're just trying to help figure it out for them.
All right, I understand. However, it shakes out. It's fine. I have enough to go basics on here. So what it looks like is that this contract basically puts them on a permanent assignment, from what I can tell. I traced some of the back end of it a little. And it looks like the contract is being fulfilled and maintained. So the financial compensation and other benefits that they are getting out of this is still being routed to where they wanted them to be. So it looks like there's some third parties, some dependents that are receiving compensation. So it looks like all of that is still ongoing, even though it does look like the actual entity is defunct. They put up a couple of trusts that are still functioning, and it seems to be going without any problems.
What would happen if the contract were violated? Would the trust just evaporate?
It depends on the nature of the violation.
If they walked out of the assignment, I guess.
If they walked out of the assignment, then he looks through the thing. It says, if they just simply stopped doing what they were doing, whatever it is that they're doing, then there would be things would be put in place, and the ongoing remuneration would eventually stop within a grace period. If there were mitigating circumstances, if their assignment had become dangerous, or any problems had not been rectified, then there would be a longer grace period with the provisos of attempting to rectify whatever had gone wrong.
Okay. So, sorry, one last question then.
Sure, no problem.
So with the mitigating circumstances, who would determine what's mitigating or not? Because if entity is no longer there, would it have to be some third party that determines that, or?
It looks like there are a couple of firms, legal firms, that have been put into trustees.
Okay.
So people on retainer for these companies would be assigned to assess the situation.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you so much, Professor. It's been really helpful.
It's weird. I mean, it's definitely odd what you've got, but it seemed to be sound.
Yeah, it's unique circumstances. I don't want to really say more without.
I understand if you're being discreet. That's fine.
Personal.
It was interesting. It was an interesting thing to look at. So yeah, if you need any more advice or anything, if you'd like to retain services or look into this further, I have some people I can get in contact with.
Great. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Great.
As soon as Mice logs off, they're going to turn to Hannah and be like, I hate being respectable. I need a joint immediately. Just like,
I thought you did an admirable job. Could I see that?
Yeah, you would have been around for that.
Okay, yeah, I'll just be kind of out of field. I thought you did an excellent job. Now,
it's good to stay in practice, but
Indeed.
There's only so much.
I mean, I do feel a little better about it since they are still being paid, but I still feel like we should at least make sure they're fine, they're all right.
Yeah, and I mean, if they've got family, it's like I'd want to know what the family wants.
Yeah. Definitely weird that there's still somebody paying for all this, but yeah.
Yeah. Do they even know what they're paying for is the question too.
That's true.
If the technology's been banned, the company's gone,
Could just be something forgotten and whoever bought out their assets or whatever, I don't know. But
food for thought.
It also makes me feel a little better that there's some allowances to let them leave, and like they don't have to pay all the money back or whatever if they leave.
Yeah. If there's a way we can figure out what the people plugged into that thing want and what the people that they're doing it for, whether it's kids or spouses or whatever, what they want.
Oh, right. And make sure they're not being used for anything absolutely terrible.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, what do you think about this? And Mice produces this like elaborate 100-rooted structure that grows into this twisting network of trees made out of words. Just, for the show.
Yeah. And I'm kind of, I don't know if you let me, but I kind of reach in and kind of point some places to fill in or something like that. Word's a little too sincere. That's a little too sincere. Let's tool it back a little.
More vulgarity on this branch.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, so we will move further down to downside, where a kind of repurposed a repurposed trying to find the right word for this, like playground for the rich, like laser tag shooting gallery, has been repurposed for like an actual shooting guns place. So yeah, it is like, it's basically like a full on like laser tag setup. But people are like, only like one person goes in at a time, and like shoots like moving targets and like holographic setups. And it's extremely dangerous and probably shouldn't be allowed.
Sounds awesome.
But it is kind of awesome. But yeah, you guys meet up with a representative of the Vikings there. And they are a pretty beefy guy. And like at least a good portion of their face is chromed up. It has some sort of cybernetic replacement for his eye, and like going into his ear. He's wearing like the most like rough and tumble biker getup you can get, and he very much at all times he does have like a hand casually on a shotgun. And you guys are let in, see this guy. The people who are in charge of the place do like clock that you're here for him, and they lead you over to the booth where this guy is perched up. And he kind of looks up at the two of you. You see like his eye blink a couple of times, and he like looks at you, Narwhal, kind of gives you a nod, spends a little bit more time looking at you, Frankie, and says, name is Gruger. What can I do for the two of you?
Hey there. I'm Narwhal. I was informed of a venue that you have over here in your area, and I wanted to hire you and your group out as security while we are down here throwing an event.
Cool. All right. And like you send the information over to like, oh shit, that was where that cult was, right? Yeah, that's definitely in our territory. We haven't done anything with it, so you wouldn't be stepping on any toes. But yeah, sure, we can do security for that.
It's good to have the locals around here to have our back. So yeah, we definitely still want you.
All right. Well, yeah, we can set that up. This is just a show, right? Are you guys selling any product?
Just us.
So you're doing a show. Now would be the time to let me know if you guys are doing anything that would step on anybody's toes regarding like other organizations. Because if we find out that you're involving us in something that might be a pain in the ass, then I wouldn't want to be you. So
kind of go through my head and try to think if there's anything else I'd be involved with. But
give me a larceny roll.
I'm good at that.
Frankie, are you doing anything? Are you doing anything with this?
I did not realize I've been muted the whole time.
Oh shit!
But it's good because I've been letting Narwhal take point on this.
Sounds good.
No, not really. She's just there to be backup.
Gotcha. You
didn't want to go alone.
Yeah, Narwhal, you think like the only possible thing is like if there's going to be any dealers there, like for drugs or anything like that. You guys haven't made a plan for that sort of thing. But you have no doubt, since you're kind of leaving it open to anybody showing up, you don't know who is selling. If anyone's going to be selling there, you don't currently know who they are, and you haven't made any arrangement with them. So that could potentially be a conflict point.
Then I'll kind of just relay it, be like, okay, so we're not selling anything. It is an open event for the public. There may be people coming in. This is again while we're hiring you for security.
Okay, so
We
you
hope
guys
that
don't I'm getting up right here now that if there's any sales going on, you guys don't have anything to do with it, and you will let us take point on that.
we would like you to do it as discreetly as possible, just to not mess with the vibes of the show.
Okay, cool. All right, now we can do that. We can do that as long as it's not anything on your end. We can certainly manage the secondary trade there. All right, cool. All right, well, could be a one night thing.
Just a one night thing.
All right. He basically gives you says, all right, well, for something of this size in that part of town, with us taking the back end on any other kind of things, any other secondary business going on, he kind of runs some numbers and says, like, all right, it'll be, mechanically speaking, it'll be a wealth one purchase from all of you. So
what does that mean? Does that mean we don't have wealth anymore?
it means that for the rest of this story, your financial reserves are down by your effective wealth is down by 1.
How about if you have wealth 0?
Then you're gonna have to come up with that money somehow.
Okay.
Or try and negotiate them down. It's not quite enough to be a wealth 2 purchase from anybody, but so.
Are we charging for the show? I mean, does that help? Or
That is a good question. Are you charging for the show? How are you managing charging for the show?
I imagined we were charging for the show.
Okay. If you guys, yeah. So if someone wants to try do a persuasion roll to try and like negotiate any them down a little bit, you might be able to make a deal with that.
Yeah, I try to talk him down a little bit. Be like, it's our first show coming over here. We came over and let you know that we're not in charge of any sales, and what you do during our show while you're doing security, if you make more money, there's plenty of opportunity for you.
All right, give me a persuasion
Let's
roll.
see if you can work with us a little bit until we can get our more of our foot in the door.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and make that persuasion roll.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you can do a teamwork action on that.
Sweet.
Reroll a 10. Reroll a 10.
Does my striking looks apply?
If you were doing the primary roll, it would, but for now.
Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
Only 2.
2. Okay.
Then I got 4, so 6 total.
Okay.
And
so
I'm actually not lying, so I can't use skilled liar.
Yeah. So it eventually comes out to it's going to have to be a 2 wealth 1 purchases to have them do security, and with all the other things and like taking a cut on the door and like them doing basically secondary business, it equals out to 2 wealth 1 purchases for them to do this for you.
It's half cost. That's good. I mean, I can make that I can make one of those purchases. I have wealth 1. Does anybody else have wealth 1?
Okay, so
Cool.
Mice and Frankie.
Mice has, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
yeah.
a hedge, right?
We broke.
Yeah, you guys kind of blow your wad on this to make the security happen, which is probably, all things being equal, it's pricey, especially relative to your resources. But it's better to not piss off the gangs.
Now we have new friends.
And now
Oh, better to have friends.
comes.
All right, so you guys get that set up, and he basically, you guys arrange the date and all that, and he says like, all right, well, we'll take care of it for you. Good to know. We should probably check that place out to make sure we haven't had anybody down there in a while. since that cult was doing its business. All right, well, cool. Well, we'll see you two later. You guys have fun making it back up, unless you guys want to take a round.
Cool.
I'll go ahead and shoot his offering. Heck yeah.
Yeah, he hands you a flechette rifle and says, like, yeah, go to town. Give me an aim roll to see how well you do.
I have nothing in aim. Let's see how much I embarrass myself.
Please don't botch and shoot the nice security man that you just hired.
Only if it was aberrant. I got 1 success and the rest were 7s.
Okay, so you get 1 success. You hit a couple of the targets. You don't accidentally shoot anything you shouldn't shoot, but you do not hit the leaderboard.
Valentine will try.
Okay,
Basically,
right.
She'll see Narwhal go. She's like, I can do better than that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just jumping around way too much and trying to do like movie shooting versus actual shooting.
Yeah, I actually have aim.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and give me an aim roll.
I will use my dexterity, I suppose.
Okay.
Aim dex. So it's 2, and I'm rolling 3.
Okay. Yeah, you run through the course real good. Like you hit all the main targets. You hit kind of like that. There's some like hidden targets in a couple of places. So yeah, you do a run and you get about halfway up the leaderboard when all things being equal.
When she shoots, by the way, it's probably the only time you've seen her sit still or look somewhat serious. Like, she's like, it's probably unexpected because this is training from her family. Like, when she shoots, it's just one calm point, brace, shoot. Like, it's not bouncing around. It's not like anything fancy. It is just effective. It's that style she goes for shooting.
Yeah. So when you're done shooting, you kind of get back into these. There's a kind of a like a safety room, like to get out of the range. And one of the other Viking members, she's a smaller woman that has like bristling chrome, like in kind of like rows on her head. These like rows of like spikes and diodes. She's there and she like takes the gun, like checks to make sure that it's unloaded and whatnot, and like very casually says, Miss Valens, this isn't a family affair, is it?
No.
Good. We just needed to know. Figured we'd handle that aspect of this in private. Good to know. And then she.
No, this is me and my band.
Good to know. She's like, good shooting out there.
Thank you.
And yeah, they basically let you on your way.
Well, that was pretty easy. Cost a little bit more than I wanted,
but yeah, so you guys are able to meet back up at your crash pad and to have any wrap-up conversations before we end for the night.
So how'd it go?
Expensive, but we at least talked him down to half price. And by we, I mean Narwhal. I mostly just sat there and looked pretty.
I hope they're
Still a
discreet.
valuable contribution.
So, being known as the band that's also with the mob's not the worst in the world, I guess. Good job, y'all.
Dude, we already have that reputation. Duh.
I don't know. You're your own woman.
I mean, I got asked legitimately if this was a family affair, and it's not, so I'm just...
I hope it doesn't turn into one.
That's fair. Do you think I should actually tell my old man?
No, it's gonna be... No, it'll be funnier if he hears about it after the fact. Do you really think he'd step on somebody else's territory just because his kid's playing a show there? As long as you don't embarrass him, all right?
I might at least tell his main enforcer just so none of them decide to show up. Just to make sure they're safe. Not that I don't think they could handle themselves, but
he might appreciate you making diplomatic inroads with them.
Does that mean I'm falling into his plans? I feel like I'm falling into his plans now.
No, you're the one making the plans now. I can't win with you, can I? I'm just trying to be supportive.
You're falling into your own plans.
Awkwardly.
Yeah, Frankie will reach out to her contact, not to her dad, but her contact of his main enforcer, and just give him a heads up that, they're performing at X location at X time in Viking territory, and that it's not a family affair.
You get a message back a couple of minutes later, and it says, "Noted, thanks for the heads up." And it says, if you're not going to be having family affairs, reconsider how often you throw the name around.
See here, what would be a good nickname for him?
Sunshine.
She
One thing I
goes,
know about mobsters, they love being called Sunshine.
Clearly. She goes, yeah, I hear you. Just didn't think you'd want to make a mountain out of a molehill for a band concert.
Appreciated. So, as you guys are toiling away, getting your plans together, we'll leave on a scene with Hannah. As you're just kind of like doing your posts, doing your scrolls, printing out your rainbow stickers, you find yourself moving into a flow.
I definitely let myself into it, lean into it as it happens.
Yeah, you find yourself like in the flow of it. You see, like as you're like planning out where to put the paper, the rainbow tigers, you begin to sort of like sense the pattern of what you're putting together, and you feel a current of unease as you are like more focusing on how this is going to like ripple outward, and how people are going to find out about this thing, and how who's going to tell who, and the type of people that are going to show up. And under that, you start to feel just like this tiniest little undercurrent of unease, like something in this mix doesn't seem right.
I will try to tease that thread and figure out look for what feels wrong in this mix. What element is discordant?
Okay. We'll do another Dakir roll, which look that up in the book.
Let's see. Yeah, I didn't actually write what the rolls were down when I wrote it.
No worries. I've got the book. Norsa, not SRA. Here we go. Okay, yeah. Give me a psi integrity roll.
Yeah. Just one success.
Okay. You're looking for the fly in the ointment, the bad smell in the meal. And it's just something is like you're trying to filter through. You're filtering through like the faces, like the people who you're envisioning are going to be there, and you kind of focus back, like when you bring your attention to the place itself. You just get you see all of the vines and the roots that you're going to lay down, and you just feel like there's something in the soil, something lingering, something that might get into your vines and get into your roots and spoil them.
Guys, I think we might need to scout this venue out ourselves. I got kind of a bad feeling about it. That I gotta make a weird gesture because I don't really know how to express it. That thing.
You think it's serious?
Unclear. Maybe.
Given everything that's going on, I'm willing to take Hannah's hunches a little more seriously than usual.
I mean, yeah, we can check it out. We just need to let them know we're going into their turf.
I mean, we didn't know there was an aberrant cult there, so they might have left something sinister behind. I feel like there's something bad about the soil or the place itself that might affect us. So, yeah, I guess we should let them know and try to check it out.
All right.
Got to scout it out to do the build, so.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. And we will have that scouting mission happen next time here on Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Aeon Lunar Rocks. Thank you all out there for watching, whether you're watching live or on YouTube. If you'd like to support the show or the channel, you can go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios. You can also follow us on Twitter at Simulacra RPGs. And as mentioned earlier, look out for Beyond Electric Dreams coming soon to the StoryPath Nexus. That has all sorts of stuff about Bang and youth culture and all the fun stuff we're playing around with in this campaign. So be on the lookout for that. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to plug before we head out for the evening?
Yes. If you're in the Southeast area and enjoy LARPing, check out Echo's LARP, starting in September.
Okay. And
I'm not affiliated. It's just going to be cool.
It is going to be cool. If there's a link to that, we'll put that in the show notes. Sorry.
I also have one. If you're in the Southeast, down in Florida town, in North Florida, there is Rise of the Founders. It is a buffer that I both play in and that my husband owns. And it is going to be having its big 4-day event for its season finale on May 27th. So if you want to come out and do some LARPing, it's there for you.
Fantastic. Anything from you guys? Yeah.
I just want to plug one more time, Changeling the Podcast. You can come to changelingthepodcast.com. We're doing weekly episodes about Changeling the Dreaming and eventually probably Changeling the Lost, but we're cool, we think. So
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome. That sounds great. What about you? Anything?
Nothing from me. No.
Nothing from you. All right. Well, thank everybody out there for watching. It was a super fun time, and we'll see you guys later.